Well, it looks like a Star Wars The Mandalorian game could be in development, but we don't know who is making this game, leaving fans speculating on who this mystery developer is. Let's talk about it.
Have you seen Star Wars?
So I think these kind of stories are pretty funny. The way this happened is Microsoft's Phil Spencer was doing a Zoom call or something that went on YouTube or whatever, and this credible leaker, a guy named Nick Baker, saw a Funko Pop that he and many others thought was the Mandalorian. Well, it turns out it was actually just the Arbiter from Halo, but everyone thought it was the Mandalorian, and they thought Phil Spencer was teasing something with an Easter egg of having a Mandalorian Funko Pop in the background of his studio. And basically this Nick guy came out and said, yeah, there is a Mandalorian game in development right now, but we don't know who is making it. And that sent everyone a frenzy, and then he found out he accidentally released information he was not supposed to release. But I find this very interesting because a lot of us love The Mandalorian. I feel like any Star Wars fan who either likes the prequels or dislikes them, or likes the sequels or dislikes them, everyone really likes The Mandalorian. I think it's very, very good to how it resonates with our pop culture right now, because Baby Yoda or Grogu, whatever you want to call him, has become sensational. It is a big marketing strategy for Lucasfilm and Disney right now, but his character has left at the end of Season 2, so now we're going to have a new territory in Season 3. And if there's a time gap between Seasons 2 and 3, let's say if it's even a year or two, we could play this game and that could show us that time gap. We could even play what's happening before The Mandalorian. Din Djarin just collecting bounties, doing this kind of crime work that we know him for, and we knew him at the beginning of the season for Season 1. That's what he did. So this would make sense. And also, if you guys don't remember, we talked about how there is a bounty hunter game that is apparently in the works, and we also don't know who is making that, and that comes courtesy of Bestman Bulletin, who we do know is a very credible leaker in the Star Wars community, and he did say that there is still a bounty hunter game in the works that has not been revealed, and I feel like that lines up perfectly with something like this. But then the question becomes, who is developing it? If it was Microsoft, and I think we can kind of look at it and say it's probably not, but then again, Microsoft is working with Lucasfilm to make the Indiana Jones game. That's something they announced when Lucasfilm said the exclusivity deal with EA is no longer. So we have an option of this could be EA, but I think a lot of us know that it probably isn't, and I would hope is not EA. I hope someone else makes this game, because I want something like this in different hands. And I don't think Microsoft would be a bad choice. I don't think it would be the greatest PR move if it was a Xbox exclusive. You could get it on Game Pass. That would be something that would really help Microsoft. But would a lot of PlayStation fans be upset? Probably, and it would seem very anti-consumer. But now let's think that EA and Microsoft are not making this game. Could it be Ubisoft? If we all recall at the beginning of the year, Lucasfilm came out and said that Ubisoft is making an open-world Star Wars game. That could be what we're dealing with right here, a Mandalorian bounty hunter game that is open world. That sounds like the perfect recipe for a really great Star Wars game. We've always wanted an open world Star Wars game, and it sounds like it's something that would take a long time and be very hard to make, but something like The Mandalorian, that timeline of being 5 years after Return of the Jedi, we could make this game that explores those 5 years for someone like Din Djarin. Or maybe, hear me out, maybe we don't even do a game about Din Djarin. Just because it's a Mandalorian game, does that mean it's focused specifically on him? Or when Nick says it's a Mandalorian game, he could not be meaning it is a specifically Din Djarin game, the Mandalorian, but it is a Mandalorian that we maybe have not met yet. Or maybe we have. I mean, maybe it's a Mandalorian that we saw in the show. I'm just saying there's a lot of possibilities with what information we have right now, but it wouldn't be surprised if all this is connected. Another developer I think people would be semi-okay with would be something like Activision, maybe BioWare. I think you would want a company with a decent reputation to take care of this game, because right now, from the games that we know that are in development, we have Knights of the Old Republic, and that's a remake, but that's being made by Aspyr, who doesn't have a lot of history doing that right now, so that's a team that we're not used to yet. We have Ubisoft working on this open world game, which could be The Mandalorian, it could be this bounty hunter game we're talking about, but who knows? So I think bring in a company like Ubisoft, a developer like Ubisoft, or a developer like Respawn, who is working on the Jedi Fallen Order sequel, I think that would add a lot of comfort to Star Wars fans and gamers alike, in knowing that this game is being taken care of from a company that has a reputation that they can uphold. Ubisoft, maybe not so much. I don't think a lot of people are going to be happy with the open world game from them just because of the name and the history that they have, but we got to give every studio and developer their credit and their chance when it comes to these games. And to me, it sounds like Lucasfilm Games is moving in the right direction. We're getting a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order next year. We're getting an open world Star Wars game. We're getting a Bounty Hunter Star Wars game. We're getting a Mandalorian Star Wars game. And we're also getting a Battlefront 3 in the future. This all could be happening in the next 5 years. It could also be happening in the next 10. We don't know. We just know there's a lot of possibilities with games. And now that Lucasfilm is not bound to EA and the whims of what EA wants to make, now we can do a lot, and I think we're finally going to see a brand new era in Star Wars video games, and it's going to be a very good era. It would be kind of funny if all of these games are connected in some way, like if the rumored Mandalorian game or the rumored Bounty Hunter game are the same game, and then we get an open world game as well from Ubisoft, or all of that is connected and Ubisoft is making an open world Mandalorian Bounty Hunter game, or all three of them are completely different. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think about a Mandalorian game being in development? Do you want it to be a time gap game between seasons 2 and 3? Do you want it to fill the time between Return of the Jedi and Mandalorian Season 1? What do you want this story to be about? And do you want it to be Din Djarin? Do you want it to be him as our main character or something else? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like or comment because it does help out the channel. If you want to become an Only fan, and I know that sounds funny, but all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and you will stay up to date on the latest news in Star Wars. Thank you all for watching. I'm Star Wars Only, and I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.